Why, hello there, folks. This week we're bringing you something different. Instead of some modern content, I have One Piece TCG content. If you don't know what One Piece is, it is a brand new card game that came out in December of 2022, which reminds me, Happy New Year. Yeah. Brand new card game made by the people over at Bandai. And honestly, this game is kind of a slam dunk. It's a lot of fun, at least at the beginning. Who knows where Bandai's going to take it in the future. But right now, good content. And if you're currently playing the game and you're not a Magic player who's looking at this video on the channel being perplexedly and being like, what are you doing? Where's my Magic content? Welcome to Alternate Universes. We primarily do Magic content. However, as we have a bunch of people who turn out for One Piece every week at our locals, I wanted to do some content for that. Spread the word and all that jazz. If you're in the greater Philadelphia area, we have weekly One Piece locals every Monday night at 7 p.m. at Alternate Universes Bluebell. Our other two Alternate Universes locations do One Piece on different nights of the week. I don't work at those. I don't actually know what dates they are off the top of my head. This week we had 42 players playing in our weekly tournament. And in just a week or so, on Saturday, January 14th, we're going to be hosting a 1K tournament for One Piece. And I am super duper excited to see all the people who turn out for that one, because it should be a blast. Now let's talk about this matchup. We have Brad Denzi on the left playing Eustass, a.k.a. Captain Kidd. And on the right we have Joseph Ramos Calderon playing Eustass, a.k.a. Captain Kidd. This deck, in my opinion, is the best deck in BTO1 format. There's going to be people who disagree with that, and that's okay. I think consistently this deck is just very strong. It has a lot of good matchups, and it's doing some of the most broken things that you can do in the game. Words, I've stuttered. It interacts with the board that your opponent has put up. It presents a very hard to deal with creature in the 8-drop kit, and it can just kind of control the game. If it ever gets like its flow going, it's so hard to disrupt properly. Both of these people are friends of mine, and are both playing very, very similar lists. Both players are prior Dragon Ball Super players, which One Piece seems to take a lot of inspiration from, card game like mechanic-wise. Here comes the Cat Viper, going to tap down that killer. It's going to swing in with the other Cat Viper. Now I know the English version of the card is not called Cat Viper. I just do not know how to pronounce the English version, so I have started to refer to it as either the cat or by its other name. Alright, Izo coming in, also tapping down a creature. That one taps down a 4 or less. The 2-drop taps down a 3 or less. Very good cards. Scratch My Napo, not really a card that you want to play. The on-attack auto trigger isn't the greatest in most matchups. It's pretty solid against Blurple Croc, but that's a matchup that you're pretty favored against as it is. Typically the card is just kept in hand as a 2K combo, or counter for the people who haven't played Dragon Ball before. Playing out another one, progressing our board state, or attempting to at least. And one of the best ways that Kid can win the game is there's a 5-drop secret rare called Yamato that is a double strike banished character, meaning, or double attack banished character. It hits for 2 damage, and banished says if damage would be dealt, those cards go to the graveyard instead of to the opposing player's hand. So you're able to like pseudo hand control them by killing their board, never hitting their leader, and then finding a Yamato, slapping a bunch of Don on her, and just attacking. If they combo out of the first one, typically they're not comboing out of the second one. They've used a bunch of cards from their hand already, and then you just do what you can to protect Yamato. If you put an 8-drop kid on the board, they have to kill the kid. That means Yamato gets to chill for free. And if Yamato connects the first time, usually the second turn you're able to kill them. You just slap 2 to 3 Don on Yamato, take him from 3 to 1, and then the Eustass leader swing can usually just do both damages without issue. Going to attack in for 5. Brad's going to take the damage going down to 4. Putting 2 down on Izo, putting Izo to 5k. I think asking, making sure he didn't play that this turn. He did not. Probably going to take the damage going down to 3. Take a sip of my coffee real quick. Don't mind me. Two down on the cat and attacking in. Green also has probably the most searchers, right? I mean, Law technically plays the same amount of searchers that Kid does, but 4 of them, 3 to 4 of them, are on-play effects. The stuff that Kid gets access to are tap abilities, which are really strong when you're able to protect them later in the game with a Kid, because they literally cannot touch them. It's also very good for conserving your life total. You present things on the board that kind of just have to hit. So let's talk about that Kid ability. I mentioned it earlier. So Kid's leader ability is that you can pay 3 mana, discard a card from your hand, and restand the leader. So it'll be able to make a second attack. They're very good for closing out a game because you can just slap 7 down on it, attack for 12k. They either dump their hand, block it, or take the damage, and then you can pay 3 mana, discard a card that doesn't counter, and then untap them, do it again. It's very akin to Mira Creator Absorbed if you ever played Dragon Ball Super. Right, here comes the 5-drop Law. It's going to pick up that Scratch Man Oppo. Going to then play Raizo from the hand for the ability. And Raizo is potentially one of my favorite creature cards in the entire deck. It is a 3-drop that when it attacks, if you have 2 or more tapped creatures, you draw a card. It does count itself. It does not say 2 or more other. So you can attack with something, or like attack with Kid ideally, and then attack with that, draw a card. Kid the 8-drop, not Kid the leader. Notably, leaders are not characters, they are leader cards. Alright, Joe's going to play a Momo here. Gets to top 5, look for a Land of Wano creature type card. Goes to get another copy of Izo.
Three.
Without Izo taps Raizo down. Going to attach it down to the Kid, tagging in for 6k. Going to block with Killer. Just going to play a killer here. A different killer card. This one has an on-play effect that kills a rested 3 or less creature. What's cool about the card is it also has it's a triggered ability too. So if you hit it in the life, you can play it off the effect. Or play it for free and get its effect. Attacks and kills Momo. Going to activate the kid ability that lets it tap itself, or lets him tap it, and then play a 3 or less from his hand for free. Going to play a 1-drop blocker, and is then going to attach it on to the kid, which now makes it so that Joe has to attack character cards of the kid first, as long as he's on the board. Cannot attack the leader, cannot attack any rested creatures besides that kid. Or not that kid in particular. If there is a 7-drop kid on the board and it's tapped, you can attack that, but the character has to be Eustass Captain Kid that gets attacked first. It's going to attach 5 Dawn to the kid leader here. Attacks in for 8. We're going to eat a block real quick. We're going to see that kid leader get activated, it seems. Going to untap, discard a card. Attacks in for 10 again. Another blocker. It looks to be a copy of Punk Gibson, the 2-drop event card, and the 7-drop Kid Blocker. There's the kid. This card's pretty cool. It's a 7K blocker that, if it has a Dawn attached to it, at the end of your turn, you can untap it. So you could use it aggressively, hit your opponent, untap, have a blocker. Notably left the kid untapped. Also did not attack the leader either. He's going to force Joe, if he wants to do anything really, to attack into Brad's hand, or Brad's life, giving him cards. Replenishing his hand a little bit. Kid, very good deck at stabilizing at low life totals. Brad still needs to do a lot of damage here. Picked up a copy of Yamato. Activates kid. Doesn't put anything to play. Then he's going to play a copy of Yamato. And just passes the turn. I don't know how much I agree with this. I think at this point in time, I'm starting to chip away at my opponent. The scariest thing that you can give your opponent here is the 8-drop kid. But
2 cards. Yep.
I don't know. The 3 life deficit, I think I want to just get my quote-unquote guaranteed damage in. Going to go to 10K here for the leader. Brad debating if he wants to block here or use the Punk Gibson. There it is. Going to give +4 to a target character or leader for the battle, and then it's going to be able to tap a 4 or less creature on Joe's board.
Effect tap one of your die down.
Attach it on to Oppo here. Tack it in. Trigger's going to tap down one of Joe's Dawn, which will mean that Joe can't use the Gibson in his hand, which is a fairly strong play. Imagine we slap 2 Dawn over on the Yamato, send it in, make Joe either discard 2 cards or take 2 damage.
Swing 9.
Puts it to 9k. Joe will definitely take that damage.
Swing 9.
Swings 9 with the kid. Joe's going to go to 2. Swings with the leader. Two to pass it here. I love that Joe's Dawn is just like super unorganized. You got some that are upside down, some that are right side up, some that are alternate art Dawn. Same thing, going to slap 5 Dawn, attack into the kid. We'll combo out to protect it. Joe will then just be able to pay 3 mana. Brad is empty-handed. Joe can just untap the leader, swing it into the kid, and then swing Yamato, and then attach the remaining Dawn to 3k, and we'll be able to win the game. And that'll be game. Thank you for watching, folks, and have a great rest of your day. We appreciate you watching and all that jazz.